Is Jake Paul in serious trouble versus the brawler Mike Perry? I'm telling you right now, Jake Paul hasn't fought a gritty dog like this. Mike Perry is gonna come forward and bite down in his mouth. He's come forward and he's gonna make this a fight. I guarantee he makes it a fight. But Jake Paul purely trains boxing like a professional boxer, and Mike Perry doesn't train boxing full time. This is a whole different sport here. But again, this is going to be the mean, grittiest guy Jake Paul's ever fought. Around his age, very confident. If I had to bet right now, someone gave me a fat chunk of change to bet. Then I'm going to bet. Okay, boys and girls, it's that time again. In this video, we're going to be talking about, is Jake Paul in serious trouble versus the brawler Mike Perry? Let's take a look. We'll go to the tail of the tape first here. We got Jake Paul standing at a clean 6'1" with a 76-inch reach, and he is 27 years old with 9 professional wins and 1 loss with 6 KOs. Originally it was supposed to be Mike Tyson, but I think everyone's pumped that it's Mike Perry. Jake Paul's coming off a couple wins here versus Ryan Borland, who was 17-2 as a professional. Before that, against Andre August, who was 10-1 as a professional. And then before that, pieced up Nate Diaz pretty bad. But this is a whole different dog right here. He's taking on Mike Platinum Perry, who stands 5 feet 10 inches. In the UFC, he fought at 170-pound division. I know he fought a little bit higher, 185 in bare knuckle. He's got a 71-inch reach, 14-8 in his MMA career. But where he really shines is the bare knuckle boxing. And he's on a hot streak here. He's 5-0 in bare knuckle boxing. Just TKO'd Thiago Alves. He TKO'd Eddie Alvarez. Before that, TKO'd Luke Rockhold. Before that, he got a majority decision over the tall Michael Venom Page. Bare knuckles. They go 6 2-minute rounds, so the rounds are really short. And you fight with your fists. This is a whole different sport here. Jake Paul purely trains boxing like a professional boxer year-round. That's all he does. He's not training bare knuckle. He's not doing MMA right now. He's purely training like a professional boxer. The fight is going to be 8 rounds of 3 minutes. Remember, BKFC rounds there's 6 rounds, 2-minute rounds. So the pace 100% changes. With 10-ounce gloves, 10-ounce gloves, I'm telling you guys, you can cover a lot. You can cover a lot. There's 10-ounce gloves this big. You can cover your ear. You can cover behind your head just like this. With bare knuckle, you can't cover that much. So there's ways to sneak through. 8 3-minute rounds, the pace completely changes. Like I said, bare knuckle is made for Mike Perry. He's a pit bull made for bare knuckle with strong hands, and he doesn't mind getting hit in the top of the head. He's good at making it a brawl and making it ugly and sneaking through those knuckles. You can get away with a lot more in bare knuckle. And even in MMA, when there's 4-ounce gloves, you can sneak shots behind the ear back here. Boom, club him behind the ear, split him up the middle. Cuts are easy. Remember how Jake Paul looked against Nate Diaz? He pieced him up pretty bad, and yes, it's a completely different fight. And Mike Perry's keys to win, he's gonna have to make it ugly. If he stands there with Jake Paul and goes jab for jab and makes it a point fighting match, then Jake Paul's probably gonna win it. One thing that makes it a little as if is we sat ringside versus Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva did it. Yes, Anderson Silva's a lot older, but he came forward. He tried to break Jake Paul. He tried to not give him any air. Every time the ref break him, he'd be right back on him, trying to break him, trying to pressure him and just overwhelm him with that pressure. And it didn't work. So what do? You box a brawler. And if you're a brawler, what do? You brawl a boxer. So he's going to have to make it ugly. Jake Paul's big, 76-inch reach. He's a big kid. When he was getting ready for Mike Tyson, I think they said he got up to around 220, close to 230. And they're going to fight at cruiserweight. So it's going to be an interesting bout. Let's take a peek real quick here at some fights. So this one is Mike Perry versus Julian Lane. And Mike Perry came on our podcast and said Julian Lane had some tricks. Remember, Julian Lane fought bare knuckle a couple times. And if you've never fought bare knuckle, it's different. When the guys are punching at you, you can duck your head so they hit the top of your head and you break your hands and you got to hit them clean. So let's take a peek at here. They don't mind the clinch. One thing that makes me a little bit nervous with Mike Perry is he does float his chin. I mean, it's going to be hard to knock him out. He's got that neck. He's got that pit bull neck. He does float his chin up there. You know, Jake Paul likes to jab high, jab low. He likes to jab low, step low, and whip overhand rights. jab low, step low, go 3-2s to the top. So we'll see if he'll be able to open Mike Perry up enough. We'll see if he'll be able to punch him enough to hurt him. Countering back, but I mean, Jake Paul's not going to be quite as sloppy as Julian Lane here. Already rocked him beginning of the first, and this is Mike Perry's bare knuckle debut before he started running through everyone and smoking everyone. This circle here. The circle here is interesting because there's not really a place to cut him off and get him into the corner. I don't think it matters one bit to Mike Perry. This could be in a back alley and it wouldn't matter to Mike Perry. Clinching him. They're letting him work here a little bit in the clinch, which boxing, they're probably not going to. They're going to probably break it up right away. Mike Perry really likes his overhand rights. He punches people behind the ear, and his wrists and his knuckles are really tough, and it's going to be interesting. So you can just see how gritty and a dog. I'm telling you right now, Jake Paul hasn't fought a gritty dog like this. Mike Perry is going to come forward and bite down on his mouth. He's come forward and he's going to make this a fight. I guarantee he makes it a fight. When he moves his head, he's going to be trying to get in his chest, get under his chin, and just make it ugly. In between these fights, I do know Jake Paul has been still working hard. They've still been bringing in pro boxers for him to spar, and he's been improving between fights. He's hungry, he's talking a big game, but he is kind of backing it up with his work ethic. Supposedly they've sparred before, and who knows what happened in the sparring matches. Both teams are saying different things. Guys, if I had to bet right now, someone gave me a fat chunk of change to bet, then I'm going to bet Jake Paul wins by decision. If it's a bare knuckle fight, if it's an MMA fight, Mike Perry probably pieces him up, tunes him up, makes it dirty, clinches him up, makes it ugly. Mike Perry might bust him up. But in this rule set, 8 rounds, 3 minutes with 10-ounce gloves, I think Jake Paul has just been in it more. And they're going to prepare for Mike Perry to be a brawler. He's sparred him before. Jake Paul's going to be probably not quite a bit bigger, but he's going to be bigger than him. But again, this is going to be the mean, grittiest guy Jake Paul's ever fought. Around his age, in it right now, very confident. I'm excited for the bout, and I'm sure you guys are too. It goes down July 20th in Florida. That's my pick. Jake Paul wins by decision, and I love Mike Perry. He's one of my favorite guys to watch, but I think in this rule set, with these rules, those big gloves, 8 rounds, that's a 24-minute fight. That's a long fight. He's usually preparing for six rounds, 2 minutes. That's a 12-minute fight with bare knuckies. Okay. So, let me know your guys' thoughts below. Hope you enjoyed the video, because I enjoyed doing it. Hit that like and subscribe button, and comment what you think below, because I'm always interested and I'm always reading the comments. I love you all, and I'll leave you guys with this. Love y'all. Bye-bye.